Hi, and welcome back to Get Fit Guy. This is Kevin Dunn, and this week I would like to talk about neurodiversity. This is my third time recording this. The first time a fire alarm went off, and the second time I forgot to plug my microphone in. So let's hope that I'm successful this time. So I wanted to talk about neurodiversity, some challenges to training which could be particular to this, and what could be considered reasonable adjustments or tactics to facilitate an environment that more people may feel comfortable in. So, first of all, let's address what neurodiversity is so that we have a better understanding of what this means. So, first of all, to make sure that small detail specifics are covered, I want to make sure you understand that I know everyone is neurodiverse in the broad sense. And by that, I mean that the structures of our brain, our neurology, is as unique as a fingerprint. We all have that diversity. And right now, there are no two brains alike. I say right now because if Oxford academic Nick Bostrom is to be believed in his book Superintelligence, then by 2075, we may be able to map and upload a human mind. But that's for a different show. I'm not sure right now how I could get away with reframing human-level artificial intelligence and existential risk as something for Get Fit Guy, although I would give it a damn good try. But right now, as it stands, no two neurologies are identical. So by definition, everyone is neurodiverse. But for the context of this episode, I'm referring to neurodiversity as the term as it was coined by the Australian sociologist Judy Singer, and that is that it was intended to represent neurological minorities, and is typically a term used to refer to those with autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, or other neurological or developmental conditions. As the word spectrum may suggest, there's a broad range of different characteristics. Some people have an inability to maintain eye contact, whilst others are fine with it. Others may get overloaded by sensory input, whilst others are fine with it. Some people have real deep dives into their specialist topics, and others may not have a specialist topic at all. Now, when it comes to accessing a gym environment, in terms of factors that may be detrimental to neurodiverse clients, they are things that, actually might be a challenge to anyone. So I'll give you an example. A client of mine is a CrossFit coach in the US. And aside from being her coach, I'm also her coaching mentor. So we do coaching education calls where I assist her with her learning and, try to help her become a better coach. She sends me videos of her taking classes. And in one video she sent me a few months ago, I noticed several things. Firstly, nearly every male client in the class was training topless. Secondly, they were all clanging and banging the weights. That being that they were just dropping them from the overhead position onto the floor. All that, yeah, lightweight, buddy. And the music that was playing in the gym was very loud, expletive-laden German death metal. So, a couple of things. First of all, trust me, you did not get so hot doing 5 burpees that you had to rip your t-shirt off and throw it on the floor like Tarzan. False. The next thing is that when it comes to music, I can guarantee you that no client ever has gone to the management in the gym and said, hi, I'd like to make a complaint about the music. It doesn't contain enough cussing. So just remember that when you're making choices of music to play in the gym, because I can assure you that the reverse has 1000% happened. Okay, so on the face of it, you could just say, well, that's the culture or the local environment of that gym. But my perspective is more zoomed out and I look at things more objectively. First of all, your micro gym's probably struggling to make money. So please make it more accessible to more people by being more palatable. But second of all, let's have a look at a potential client avatar. We got someone who's never been in a gym in their life or have not been in a gym since they were at college. And they fear the idea of going to the gym because they don't really know what to do with the weights. They're maybe struggling. Oh, I don't want to take up the squat rack because someone else might, be really needing to use it. And I don't really know what I'm doing. So they're lacking courage to interact with the equipment and the environment. And also they might just be put off when they show up and there's men not wearing any t-shirts, throwing weights around, cussing at each other. So these things could be off-putting for any client who hasn't been for a long time and is trying to make positive changes to their lives because they might want to go in there. They maybe had a recent medical where it was advised they've got to lose some weight, or they've got hypertension. They want to, do some fitness to lower their blood pressure, so on. There's many different reasons. And the gym environment itself has got to be conducive to allowing the largest number of people to go there as possible. If not, then the claim that you're making on your mission statement on your website, that it's, your lifelong passion to help as many people as possible to get fit, is false. If you have a lifelong passion to help as many people as possible to get fit, then you need to have the broadest, most accessible fitness program. That's just logical. So, this kind of environment in a gym could be very off-putting, and for a neurodiverse client, even more so. One of the most common hallmarks of neurodiversity is sensory issues or cognitive overload. Could be a sensitivity to smells, to certain fabrics or tactile sensations, and certainly to sounds or volume. So many places that neurodiverse people, and this is a good point to say, that advocacy agencies prefer using the term a person with autism, but research studies show that members of the autistic community themselves tend to prefer autistic person. So one is people first, the other is diagnosis first. Language does matter, and one person may prefer one term over another, so it might be good to check or just listen to people's preferences. Anyway, many places that a neurodiverse person may encounter sensory overload have protocols in place, such as Walt Disney parks. These parks have quiet areas where those experiencing a cognitive overload can take a break. They also allow, where possible, because of course some rides are prohibitive by nature of, you being swung upside down or something like that, but they allow you to wear noise-canceling headphones on rides where possible. And even have a system where you can mark your spot in the queue and wait in another area which is less populated and quieter until it's your turn. Fantastic ideas, because it means that autistic children or adults can access a wonderful experience. I have never been in a gym myself that has had a quiet class or a quiet hour in the gym for clients with sensory challenges. I've seen quiet discos. I've seen quiet cinemas. So I don't see why gyms don't have that. Because, the last time I went to the gym, I certainly noticed that almost everyone was wearing their own headphones, listening to their own music. So do we really need that loud background music anyway? I don't see why we can't have an hour a day, or maybe just an hour 1 or 2 times a week, where background music is muted. It doesn't have to be all the time, but making no reasonable adjustment just means that the gym's completely inaccessible for many. I know of many gyms that have ladies-only classes to accommodate a female population that may, for myriad of different reasons, not want to train in a class with men. So why not a class to assist neurodiverse customers? Maybe it's because, you can't directly ask people about disability, and neurodiversity is typically invisible. So it could be that you just don't know that you have any neurodiverse clients. But with US figures claiming that 1 in 36 children have some form of neurodivergence, and neurodivergent children, by the way, grow up to be neurodivergent adults, then chances are if you have a gym with a couple of hundred members, you probably have more neurodiverse clients in there than you think. And they may greatly appreciate some adjustments where possible. This will allow them to access the health benefits of physical training, the social interaction or community that a gym or sport may bring. So in the absence of most gyms I have visited over 500 gyms in 18 different countries, and I've never seen this. But so in the absence of most gyms having any kind of reasonable adjustment in place for neurodiverse clients, what could you do as a neurodiverse person to make gym visits more manageable? So the first tip would be that if you can afford to do so, to invest in a comfortable pair of noise-cancelling headphones. Those over-ear headphones are better at noise cancelling, but may be more challenging to wear during like a high-intensity workout. So in-ear ones might suit you better for the gym. Next is consider reducing any other sensory issues you might have, because if you can reduce some issues on one side of the board, it might give you capacity on the other end. So if the gym's a little bit noisy, but also, you find certain t-shirts that you have at home uncomfortable for, your tactile senses, make sure you don't wear those ones to the gym, and that might give you more capacity on the sound end of things. The next thing is you can consider a fidget toy. So the next thing is that many neurodiverse people do what's called stimming, which is where they might rub their fingers together or sway back and forth, something like that helps them with their anxiety. And you can buy toys for stimming. This could be like little kind of clicking toys or stress balls. There's lots of different things that people use. But you could consider a fidget toy that you could carry in your pocket, which could reduce your stress and anxiety. And you may also consider, if it's possible for you, if your schedule allows, to try and attend the gym in off-peak hours, because if there's less people around, there'll be less stimulus. Finally, if your finances could afford it, you consider training one-on-one in a smaller boutique gym or have a trainer come to your house. If you have any neurodiverse training tips or experienced neurodiversity at the gym in terms of a gym that did a great thing for you, or if you found it difficult to access the gym environment, email me and let me know. I'd love to chat about it. As always, thank you for listening. Send any fun emails to me at getfitguy@quickanddirtytips.com. Get Fit Guy is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. Thanks to the team at Quick and Dirty Tips, Morgan Christensen, Holly Hutchins, Brennan Getchus, the director of podcasts, Davina Tomlin, and me, Kevin Dunn, master of the universe. If you have a question for me, send me a voicemail at 510-353-3104. Send me an email, getfitguy@quickanddirtytips.com. For more information about the show, visit quickanddirtytips.com or check out the show notes in your podcast app.